If the Los Angeles Chargers can remain healthy, they'll be primed for a great 2023 season. I mean, they went 10-7 and made the playoffs for the first time since 2018, even with their key guys missing substantial time. But those injuries actually ended up being a blessing in disguise for these Chargers receivers. Keenan Allen and Mike Williams played just 43 snaps together throughout the first 10 weeks of the season, which allowed for guys like Joshua Palmer, DeAndre Carter, and Gerald Everett to all set career highs in receptions and receiving yards. Gerald Everett provided his biggest spark once the ball was in his hands, with 326 of his 555 receiving yards came after the catch, which was the 8th most among all tight ends this season. Joshua Palmer also seemed to be in sync with Herbert all year, as the second-year receiver led the team in receptions with 72 and was second in the team in receiving yards behind Mike Williams with 769. So while injuries did allow for some of the new faces to step up and make huge impacts this season, we all know this receiving core will only go as far as Mike Williams and Keenan Allen take it. Keenan Allen finished this season with 66 receptions for 752 yards and 4 touchdowns, while only playing in 10 games. And in 6 of those 10 games, he had more than 80 receiving yards. So even while being in and out of the lineup, the production never dropped off for Keenan Allen, and him finishing second on the team in receptions this season shows that. And there's no question that he's Justin Herbert's favorite target because they're always in sync. Like here on this play. On this comeback route, Justin Herbert is releasing this football while Keenan Allen is still in his break. And by the time Keenan Allen turns his head, the ball is already almost there. And his tag team partner Mike Williams finished this season with 63 receptions for 895 yards and 4 touchdowns. But when Big Mike Williams was in the lineup, he certainly made his presence felt, making incredible catches and being a reliable target every time Herbert looked his way. Him and Justin Herbert have this amazing connection that anytime Mike Williams is one-on-one, the ball is going to Mike Williams. Although this team's best receivers missed 11 games, together they still finished with 129 receptions for 1,647 yards and 8 touchdowns. But these backup receivers aren't the only ones who benefited from injuries. Austin Ekeler was utilized more this season due to their lack of options. And Austin Ekeler managed to rush for over 100 yards twice this season, when prior to this season he had only done it twice in his career, and they were in 2 different seasons. When Austin Ekeler made those comments about him being underpaid and overutilized, he wasn't lying. I mean, just use this 2022 season as an example. Austin Ekeler finished this season as the franchise's single-season reception holder with 107 receptions. He also rushed for more than 900 yards for the 2nd consecutive season. Austin Ekeler brings a certain level of versatility to this offense, as he can line up in the slot, run between the tackles, and even catch passes out of the backfield. Austin Ekeler's running ability is one thing, but his receiving skills put him on another level, as he managed to add 722 yards and 5 touchdowns through the air. And it's even about the gravity that he creates when he doesn't have the ball. As you can see on this fake toss that shifts the entire Seahawks defense to the left and towards Austin Ekeler, which allows DeAndre Carter to sneak through the back for a big completion. Finding ways to get Austin Ekeler the ball suited this team well. He's not a home run hitter kind of running back, but he's constantly running hard and making at least one guy miss. But you can have a versatile running back, you can have depth at the wide receiver position all you want, but if you don't have a franchise quarterback who can sling it all around the field, then you're doomed in today's NFL. But I've already made a video over Justin Herbert, so if you want a deep dive over him, be sure to check out that video after this one. But I will go over this one simple but special play that he made. This one here is special because not only does it save his receiver, but it also saves his stats from throwing another interception. Here against zone defense, Herbert is throwing this ball to Gerald Everett in what's called a window shot, which is the space between 2 defenders in a zone. The slot corner has a great chance of intercepting this ball if Herbert keeps Gerald Everett running in stride, but instead he puts this ball on the inside, which makes Gerald Everett pivot away from the defender and come up with the completion. The main reason this team has the potential to be so good is because of their complementary brand of football. It's a well-rounded team, so the offense goes out and puts points on the board, while the defense flies around and make plays that make it harder for the other team's offense to go out and put points on the board. This Chargers defense certainly left room to improve, but much like this offense, they had key players miss significant time due to injury. Joey Bosa and JC Jackson missed 12 games apiece, but as the Chargers always seem to do, they found a way. Even with their best defensive lineman missing more than half of the season, this unit still managed to finish 2022 with the 6th most hurries in the NFL. That accounted for 33% of the 609 pass attempts, which means they hurried the quarterback once every 3 pass attempts. The Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa tandem was supposed to be the NFL's best defensive line duo, but with Bosa getting hurt, Khalil Mack kept hope alive as he finished the season with 8 sacks, with 4 of those still coming in the first 3 weeks of the season when Bosa was still playing. So as the attention shifted, he became less dominant, but the D-line was able to make up for Bosa's absence as a unit. Now, while this defense was less than superb against the run, they were the complete opposite against the pass. Coming in at number 7 this season against the pass, only giving up 200 yards per game, and that's saying a lot in today's pass-happy league. They also only gave up 320 completions, which ranks 2nd in the NFL. The Chargers defensive backs really shined this year, and in particular their Pro Bowler Derwin James. This may have been Derwin James' best season of his career. He finished this season with 100 total tackles for the 3rd time in his 5-year career, while also earning 2nd team All-Pro and Pro Bowl honors. What makes Derwin James so valuable to this defense is his versatility. According to Pro Football Focus, Derwin James spent most of his time down in the box for 365 snaps, but he also lined up at the free safety spot for 296 snaps, and even had a little bit of action in the slot corner for 174 snaps. At the end of this season, he became one of only 7 defensive backs since 2000 to record at least 100 tackles, 4 sacks, and a forced fumble in a single season. But to say he was the only defensive player flying around the field making plays would be disrespectful to this team's inside linebackers. Now, I know Drue Tranquill was traded, but to talk about this defense and not mention the team's leading tackler is insane. Drue Tranquill finished this season with 146 total tackles, which was 30 more than Derwin James, 10 tackles for loss, 8 QB hits, 5 sacks, and 1 forced fumble and 1 interception. I mean, this guy was any and everywhere all season long. While it'll hurt this defense to lose him, they can turn to his counterpart Kenneth Murray to step in and fulfill that role. Kenneth Murray had a knack for the ball this season as well and had the best season of his young career. He finished this season with 76 tackles, 7 tackles for loss, and 4 QB hits. I mean, every play you would either see him or Drue Tranquill on the play, or sometimes both. I believe 2023 will finally be this team's breakthrough season. They have the coaching, they have the talent, all they need is the health. And if you enjoyed this video, you may enjoy this video over here, which is all about you guys' franchise quarterback who could possibly win an MVP this season. Peace.